Welcome to part 2 of the series. Going to give a little clarification now that we're on the second part. For this series, I'm really focusing on what happens when we go from the lab to the real world. And what does that look like? What are the distinctions? This tension we keep fighting about, the lab versus real life, control over humanity or versus humanity, data versus people, this tension has existed for a very long time in our field. This conversation has literally been happening since the beginning of research in behavior analysis. I'm sure for those of you who are behavior analysts or even students, you're familiar with the 1968 article by Baer, and Risley that outlined the 7 dimensions of ABA. And of course, in there, focused on the importance of social validity and making sure that the work we're doing is socially meaningful and relevant, meaning the goals, the procedures, and the outcomes are meaningful to the people that are being served. And in case you're not aware, many years later, it was written about again by Wolf because social validity still wasn't being taken seriously. And there's still people publishing today about the lack of inclusion of social validity data in the research being done. What was questioning wasn't whether or not applied behavior analysis was scientific enough. It was whether technical elegance and experimental analysis was being over prioritized in comparison to looking at real human impact. So when people act like focusing on the natural environment is something new or soft that doesn't fall under ABA or applied behavior analysis, it's just not accurate. It's not new. It's something that's always been a question in our field. We've had people researching within the natural environment since the inception of the field. So even back with that initial research, we had people asking questions about what happens when applied behavior analysis is more focused on research than providing real support for real people. So this series isn't about reinventing ABA. It's about bringing us back to our roots and remembering what the applied word in our name is supposed to be focused on: meaningful service delivery in real settings, natural environments with real beneficial person-centered impacts. In the next video, I'm going to break down a little bit more what it means to look at experimental versus translational versus applied when we talk about behavior analysis. And don't worry, there's plenty more videos to come after that. So whatever questions you have, feel free to drop them in the comments, and it's possible I may already be planning to address them. Thanks for sticking around.